Hello world, your favorite podcast host Anthony Diaz here with another episode of 50 States of Terror. I am in my car again because, hey, like I told you last time, this is probably one of the best opportunities I have during the day for 1 hour of uninterrupted recording time. I'm in the car. I got the phone set up here. I have my Rode NT USB Mini right here. Let me show you the camera. So I am liking Rode a lot now. I do record the main episode when I have a chance to record it at my desk. I do use a Logitech Yeti X, but I have a bunch of Rode products. I have the new Rode USB pod mic. I have the Rode Podcaster Pro 2. I have a Stream Deck X, I think is the proper name of it. I have this bad boy here. I have the Rode NT USB Mini. It's perfect. I have the little lapel ones. Rode is amazing. So here's my pitch to Rode. Hey Rode, I'm a small business owner. I'm a veteran business owner. I do shows like this and I help produce other shows for other people and I make content. So hey, how about a sponsorship, huh? Hey, okay, it's worth a shot. You know what I'm saying? But for real, Rode, hook me up, man. So where was I? So welcome to this episode of 50 States of Terror. Like I said before, this is going to be an international edition. It's going to be a national episode. I chose Germany. I chose the Federal Republic of Germany, or the Bundesrepublik Deutschland. Yeah, I've been practicing that one. I chose Germany because I am noticing that I'm getting a little bit more followers, a little bit more listeners across the globe. I looked at the past 5 episodes and I'm noticing that I'm getting like places, Germany, Singapore, Italy. There's one from Belarus. So what I decided to do, and obvious in Canada and the UK. So what I chose to do is I took out the ones I've already did. So I already did Australia. I did the UK. I think I did one more. I think I did the Philippines for the U.S. territory. I can't remember if I did that one. I'm pretty sure, or was it Guam? I can't remember. But I noticed that I have 3 unique downloads for the last episode, which was Virginia, that came from Germany. And I believe the majority of them came from Frankfurt. So I decided, so why not just do a quick one on Germany? I've never been to Europe. My family has, but I never been to Europe, and I fell in love with Germany. I was watching, I can't remember what I was watching. It was late night television, and I saw a random German TV show. And the beginning credits, obviously I don't speak German, I can't read German, so the beginning credits were of a mountainside, and then it went into a game show, and I immediately was just like, I absolutely love this. And I've been to a bunch of what I consider like, well, Americanized German restaurants, and German food, German beer, amazing. It's one of the countries that I do want to visit one of these days. I do want to experience all of Europe. Yeah, probably start in Portugal and then make my way east, going probably as far as maybe Germany, Austria, and then go south. I think Poland is east, and then go south to Italy, and then head over to Greece. I I would love to one of these days go to Germany, and that's why I chose it, because I got 3 new unique downloads from Germany, and then I said, you know what, I'm just gonna do it on this wonderful country with incredible history. So before I do that, a little update on what's going on here. I am week 3 of my master's program at the University of Notre Dame. I still have my GoFundMe open for scholarships. So if you know of any businesses or organizations that offer scholarships to someone like me, who is over the age of 40, who is a military veteran, who is going to the University of Notre Dame for a master's program in data science, I mean, you can follow my social media, and the link is there. If not, then you can definitely just, I guess, comment or email the show, and I can 100% provide the link to the GoFundMe. And this is scholarships. I'm not asking for direct donations. However, if you are so inclined to give donations, I will not turn away funds to go towards supplies and books. That's 100%. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, week 3 is going on. I'm starting to get a handle on programming using RStudio. We're going to be going into Python in week 7, I think. I can't remember the syllabus, but struggling the first couple of weeks. Oof, man. And I'm still struggling, but not as much. I'm starting to understand like the language of how programming works, and if you mess up on one little thing, the entire code block is just damaged. It's just screwed up. It's not gonna do anything. It's gonna give you an error message, and it's gonna tell you, yeah, something's wrong. Find it. I was like, oh shit. Okay. Probability and stats. Probability and stats is it's working fairly well. It's still very difficult. A lot of math. I have to recall information that I haven't done in well over like 15 years. So yeah. But overall, not bad. I am treading water. I'm not fully floating, but I'm treading water, but I'm not sinking. So that's good. That's real good. I have two more weeks before my last day of employment, and that's a little scary, but I'm confident that things will start looking up very, very, very soon. I'm very confident. So yeah, Germany. Let's get into the history, and then we can go into the cryptid that I chose, which is the Tatzelwurm. I'm hoping I'm doing that correctly. That's Tatzelwurm. The Tatzelwurm. I like it. So, Germany. A very brief history of Germany, because Germany has incredible history. Like, did you know the first known musical instrument came from Germany? Carved out of bone, came from Baden-Württemberg. First Indo-Europeans came from Scandinavia countries within the Nordic Bronze Age. The first clash between people came when they encountered the Romans. So Rome began to crumble and weaken. The Huns began to make their way west. And again, this is super like note-taking brief history of Germany, because there is a lot of history of Germany. My handwritten notes here too. Now into the Franks. The Frankish Empire controlled much of Europe. It was then split into 3 parts. After that, now entered the Holy Roman Empire. There were no set pieces of land that divided the empire, like, us, the U.S., but rather it was It was led by multiple territories under different like billets. So it'd be like dukes and lords, lordships, and all that great stuff. Like if you imagine an episode of Game of Thrones and you're like, well, this is Lord whoever, this is Duke whoever, or I don't know what other show has that, like Downton Abbey maybe. I don't know, but it wasn't like divided states. These were just partitioned lands, and then they gave you a title, and they're like, okay, this is now your land. So that was that. By 1815, the fall of Napoleon Bonaparte brought the beginning of a unified German state. From this, we get the Austrian Empire and the Kingdom of Prussia. Now, 1866, the Austro-Prussian War was going on, and the German Confederation fell. 1871, now we have a new German Empire, and an heir. Oh, this is how we got into. Okay, now we're going from. We're jumping from 1871, and then we're going to 1913, 1914, which is the beginning of World War I. And an heir to an Austrian throne was shot by a Serb, and it spiraled into World War I. And then World War II occurred very shortly after. And I will not get into World War I or World War II because that in itself is an extremely long lecture. But post-World War II brought East and West Germany. If you remember, depending how old you were, you remember that there was a Berlin Wall that split East and West Germany. Then communism began to fall, and then Germany was reunited once again with its capital of Berlin and 83,517,030 population. Germany has an incredible amount of history, architecture, art. Art, because Germany takes claim of the romantic artist movement, and almost every impactful musical composer originates from Germany. Bach, Strauss, Beethoven, all of them originates from Germany. And the art and architecture is just breathtaking. One of the many reasons why I want to go to Germany is just the architecture, the art, the music, and obviously the food and the beer. But Germany is one of those countries that I hope to experience one of these days, and I really do hope that you just take a minute and just research. I think his name is Mr. History. It's a YouTube video. It's really short. It's like 10-15 minutes. He does an amazing job in doing the full history of Germany. If you haven't seen a history YouTube video, or if you haven't seen any Smithsonian articles, or read any articles or seen any videos on the history of Germany, do yourself a favor and do it, because Germany is one of those countries that's so centralized in the upbringing of like modern European countries. Hell, there's so many technological advances that happen in Germany, and there's so many advances in like technology and industry, mechanics. Phenomenal amount of information once you like just take 10 minutes and 15 minutes and dive into these videos. And I would one day like to start an adventure in Germany, maybe even go north and go to like Switzerland, and then like make my way to France, and just kind of like see firsthand the overall like historical significance that these European countries have, good and bad, because we all know that, from France, UK, Italy, Greece, Germany, Poland, Austria, like good and bad, if you just take it all in and you experience it with your set of eyes, and you just take in what the historical significance of that country and those countries have. I think it will shed light on everything that you read and everything that you see, because you're experiencing it and you have a new perspective of it. I've seen videos, pictures of Germany. The countryside looks amazing. Again, one of those, just even if it's just for a day, just to go to Germany, go to a pub, or I don't know if they're called pubs in Germany, but go to a tavern or something, go to a bar, just sit down and have an authentic experience in Germany. It'd be amazing. It'd be cool. So yeah, let's talk about the Tatzelwurm. Get my notes. I think I may have found a new entry in the what is this? Oh, I can't read my own handwriting. The new entry in the discussion of the top 10 cryptids, my personal top 10 cryptids. Enter the Tatzelwurm. Regional European names include the Stollenwurm, Springworm, the Arasses, Arasses, the Tatzelwurm, and the oh man, I was practicing this one, and this one always trips me up, the Bergsenven. But for this episode, we are going to refer to this thing as the Tatzelwurm. Descriptions vary, but the main takeaway in this is it is a serpent-like body with a cat's head and 2 front paws. The body is either covered in scales or something similar to scales. It is noted to be highly venomous, and one single bite killing an adult human instantaneously. So, the first sighting occurred in 1779 by a man named Hans. He's said to have seen 2 of these creatures, which frightened him to the point of having a heart attack. Before death, describing seeing a 5 to 7 foot like serpent with a feline creature head. Another sighting occurred in 1828 by a peasant who claimed to have the corpse of one. However, it occurred to it succumbed to scavengers before the person could properly retrieve the body. So in 1828, this peasant claimed to have seen a dead one, a deceased one, and went to go, I guess, properly retrieve it. I don't know, using some type of equipment, I'm assuming. Returned and then saw that it succumbed to scavengers. So it was pretty much eaten right to the bone. In 1836 and 1841, 2 official European hunting guidebooks had illustrations of the Tatzelwurm and brief descriptions that coincide with the sightings. Now, these are 2 specific hunting guides that were printed out with illustrations of this creature. A 5 to 7 foot long serpent-like creature with no hind legs, by the way, 2 paws, which resemble like small little, cat paws, and a cat's head. Now, I did see one of the illustrations, and one of the heads, the cat head, looked like a moon cat, or possibly a large bobcat-like head, and the other one looked more like just a regular house cat's head, which was fairly interesting, because that would suggest that there are multiple type of species that fall underneath the Tatzelwurm, which is interesting. In 1954, a photographer claimed to have snapped a photo of the creature, which sparked an official sponsored expedition. However, after the failed retrieval of the creature, cryptozoological researchers have dubbed the photo to be a hoax. Another hoax was reported in the 1900s, where a photograph of a skeleton was given to the Geneva Science Institute, but the photograph has since been deemed unauthentic. So this one, however, was very interesting, because this is I think one of the first times that I have done research on something where it is a photograph or specimen is said to be given to a scientific institute. I think the other one that I did was, I think it was the Iceman of Minnesota. I believe it was the Iceman, and I think it was going to be donated or something, and then they had brought in specialists in order to see it and deemed it to be a hoax. I can't remember. Let's see. Accounts started to come in from Switzerland, Austria, and Italy. And these, what is that word that I wrote? Oh, and these accounts came from the early 1900s all the way to 2009. An actual donated skeleton was given in 2000 by an unknown donor to the Geneva Institute. This is the second time that a scientific, either A, photograph, or B, actual evidence was donated to the Geneva Science Institute. And I don't know if the skeleton has been debunked or not. If you know, please comment or email the show or something in the comment section. Because this is very interesting. I didn't have enough time actually to deep dive into the Geneva Science Institute to see if it's like the same version of like our Smithsonian, to where either it's photographs or historical documents, skeletons, bones, fossils are donated to the Smithsonian for scientific research. I don't know if the Geneva Science Institute is our equivalent to that. So I don't know. But possible explanation include a massive Gila monster or skink. We do know that on very rare occasions, on specific instances, that some species of animals can grow to extreme lengths. Example is the giant salamander. So these are possible explanations to why this thing might look like the way it is. Because if you if you look at the Gila monster or a skink and you multiply that to the length of 5 to 7 feet, if you were in the mountainsides of Italy, Austria, or Germany, and you saw this giant creature, and then you like either in a hustle, or you were in a paranoid state, a frightened state, and you just looked at it real quick and turned and ran, the head of it might resemble something feline, which leads me to believe that this may be an instance of either, I don't know, maybe it could be an extinct creature, and it may be just a deformed, like 1 in a million chance of a rare giant specimen of a Gila monster or a skink. I don't know. I don't know. It's just it's fascinating, because one of these things this is one of those cryptids that it's spanned enough time that it falls within my top 10, because there are a lot of either photographic evidence, even though they were debunked as hoaxes. The time length between the first sighting and then it's still being researched in 2000 and as late as 2009, it's just one of those things to where I truly do feel like there is some sort of significance to this cryptid, because it's, again, I always like to revert back to the snallygaster, because the snallygaster is one of those things to where we know it's a hoax. It's been confirmed as a hoax, and there's only been like a sighting for like the span of like 5 years or something, right? Because of the moonshiners. This has the equivalent of our Jersey Devil, Mothman, our Sasquatch, our heavy hitters, the large top ones that we have. The Tatzelwurm is one of those that is just it spans enough time to where like the the legitimacy of it is it's kind of there. So like this is becoming one of my top 10, new top 10. I gotta say, I like it a lot. Okay. I will end this episode with Ziggy's wisdom. Ziggy's wisdom is going to be short and it's going to be sweet. I will say that just don't be a dick. Just don't be a dick. Don't be such an asshole that you need to build up your own bravado. Because specifically, you never absolutely know what someone else is going through, and whether it's ill intent or mistaken, or whether it's just an accident. If it is an accident, apologize, but don't be a dick. Just don't be an asshole. We have too many assholes in the world. Like what's that Spaceballs scene where Nick Moranis or Rick Moranis? Like he's dark helmet, and he turns around and it's just like he's talking to his crew or whatever, and it says how many assholes, and everybody raises their hand. It's like, just don't be an asshole. We already have too many of them in this world. For once, just be cool, man. Just be cool. That's not to say to don't let anybody walk all over you. Stand up for your rights. Stand up to what you believe in. Stand up and be a force to be reckoned with. But that doesn't mean to be an asshole. There's already too many assholes. All right, that's my TED Talk. That's Ziggy's wisdom. Okay. Thank you all for listening to this episode of 50 States of Terror. I am your host, Anthony Diaz. This is brought to you by Alpha Line Productions, LLC, my veteran-owned and operated, very, very, very small production company that does content creation. You can look at the website at www.alphalineproductions.com. And you can see all of the shows and all my friends' shows that are on there. I need to update the website, by the way. Again, I'm sorry. YouTube videos will be late. They're slow in posting, but they will be up. I've been slow on TikTok. I've been slow on Instagram. I've been slow on social media. But hey, Notre Dame takes precedence. My family takes precedence to social media. That's why, the easiest thing I can do is just cut the audio and post it up. So if you like what you hear, like, share, subscribe. It's all the free stuff that you can do to help me out. Okay? All right. I love you all. Later.